To be born blind, never to have seen the world in its vibrant living color is one thing. To have this gift suddenly ripped away is an entirely different matter altogether. Antonius Tixi has lived both lives, and he says he counts his blessings every day, grateful that he has breath and can still care for his family. The 40-year-old Blanchard, Desruisseaux resident, moves around his home and yard with little effort. He weeds and goes regularly to his backyard garden, where he has a variety of fruit trees and vegetables. Antonius has been blind for 11 years as a result of optics neuritis, an inflammation that damages the optic nerve that transmits visual information from the eye to the brain. Pain and temporary vision loss are common symptoms. Most people who have a single episode of optic neuritis eventually recover their vision. Treatment with steroid medications may speed up vision recovery, but for Antonius, it was a case of too little, too late.
I was approaching 30 years when I started losing my sight. I was 29, and when I started reading, I seen like I couldn't read properly, I went and see some of the eyes doctors there. They couldn't identify what was causing that, Yes, I was working up north at that time as a CIT security guard. And I went Vision Express. They sent me St. Lucia Eye Center for another test because they couldn't identify what was causing that. And they reached St. Lucia Eye Center. Dr. Remy sent me to Barbados to see Dr. Reefer to see a radiology to find out. Dr. Reefer sent me back home. And I did a scan tapping to find out what was. They couldn't get the problems until they referred me to a doctor in Martinique. And when I reached Martinique, it was too late because the nerves are twisted. I was seeing dark alone. The sight had gone completely.
He spent 16 days hospitalized, receiving treatment in St. Lucia, but there was no change. The optic nerves, he said, had become too twisted and damaged. The medication was useless. Within 3 months, the outgoing young man had become completely blind. His life would never be the same. Filled with concern and fear about the future, Antonius returned home. Although the journey has not been easy, Antonius credits his wife, family, close friends, and God for his growth and courage to accept his condition.
Honestly speaking, I never think I would have make it without my sight, Never believed somebody could have been seen because I wasn't born blind and to see you could have make it without your sight. But all of a sudden, I don't know how God does work mysterious ways in my life, give me my family around me, my children, my wife, always being there to support me, giving me the strength, like tell me I'm not that rich, not at the end yet, I still have life, I never thought I could have make it. Well, it was challenging in the beginning, but I choose to cope with it now, going better with it now because, being lose your sight is not that easy. When you was on the road, you see the world before, you see the trees before, and now you can't see it now. You have to readjust your life all over again too, from where I was and where I am right now. Well, I can say praise God for everything, Well, the most difficult for me to adjust, well, all my liberty with friends outing, you cannot go out by yourself, you cannot go to work, you have to be sitting around the house until somebody sometime brings something for you, you just there, people will pass and call you and you have to answer, who is that person, who there, until you adjust to the person's voice and get accustomed to that voice so you'll know who that there. All those things have to be adjustment. You have to adjust yourself to all those things, now because people will call me now and by the time you shout me, I'll know it's your voice, but before, you have to get accustomed asking the person who passing there, who there, all those little things cause a lot. Because now, I'm in my garden, any little sound, I hear, I'll jump, I'll where somebody's around approaching me because there are people that have been standing in the road when I walk in. Make me believe that I'll never know there's somebody in the road. By the time I'm approaching them, like the smells difference, the perfume difference, sometimes you feeling like you can feel there's danger around you. You can feel there's somebody around you. Like the feeling gets sharp. Actually, none of my children with my wife, I never saw them.
Oh no?
No. I have all of my children with my wife while I was blind, you know. I met her with the two. One was 3, one was 5. And that's the only 2 I can figure out the face. But I've been figure out because when discussing my children with my wife, touching them, feeling them, I can feel how they look like. Because my wife will tell me, well, this one look like my father, this one look like, you know. So I can figure out how they look like. I have a close relationship with my children, always playing with them. They're always on me. Like without them, I was nowhere, you know. Without my children, I can consider without my children, I was lost. Like the other one, when I bored, will come, jump on me, play with me. Sometimes I tackle them, come for us to play, you know.
His bond with his children is tight. He helps with schoolwork, and this has certainly paid dividends, with his eldest daughter consistently finishing as top student in her class. She is sometimes charged with helping her father when the two head to Viewfort. Antonius has not let his disability stop him from working. Produce from his garden keep the family fed, even as he faces challenges from thieves. He also has some advice for others who face life-changing situations.
Well, right now, you know, just doing a little garden around my house, and that is it. Yes, and they have some good Samaritans. When I have my planting, my dashing, she'll sell it by the market for me. It's my cousin, my mother. It's my cousin Elrifa. She'll sell whatever I have to sell. She'll sell it by the market for me on a Saturday. Well, you know, as long as you trust in the Most High, you know, give God all the glory. Now. I will not thief nothing from him, you know. It's not you can't maintain nothing. You cannot face those challenges on your own. As long as you're on your own, you won't make it. Just to have to believe with God, nothing is impossible, you know. Everything is possible with God. So give God all thanks, all the praises, and He'll lead you to the right directions. At least because sometimes so many things I do, I swear I will not make it, but I say with the mighty holding my hands, I can do everything because He's the mighty and He's there with me. He never leave me, neither forsake me. He never leave me a day hungry, you know. When human being fail you, God will never fail you. So as long as you trust in Him, you give Him all the praises, you will never get astray.
Antonius is also concerned that government is not paying enough attention to organizations that assist people with disabilities. He says it is sad that most people, whether blind or otherwise disabled, are not able to live full lives and sometimes get very poor care.
Yes, I'm a member of the Blind Welfare Association because year before I even played cricket for the Windward Island, blind cricket for the Windward Islands, you know, and all those things motivate me more because, you know, I swear I was blind, you know, and if my team had about 14 of us that blind and some people visually impaired, you know, but when you meet different people from different countries, you know, like some people from Barbados who's just like you, Trinidadian just like you, Guyanese just like you, you know, you meet different people, and all we making ourselves happy among one another, you know. You can say you're not at the end of the battle because you get people like you can socialize with and they just like you. Especially the president of Blind Welfare, Antonius Tixi, always been there. You know, he was always call me sometimes. Sometimes they always give me a bag of fertilizer for my gardening. They always remembering me. You know, I would a happy government would have see those institutions closer because they really get the fund, the support they need to help the members. Not getting it.
Truly, Antonius embodies the saying that to be blind is not miserable. Not to be able to bear blindness, that is miserable. We salute Antonius's determination not to be defined by his blindness, but to meet the challenge head-on and succeed against the odds. Eliza Victor, GVD News.